Hasbro Victory Royale series, The Scientist. So, Hasbro Pulse delivered these probably about a month ago now, I'd say. Of course, again, a little behind schedule, but it's here now. All right, Madness 80 doing another Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale series action figure review. I am loving where the game is right now. Season 2 of Chapter 3 just dropped. No building. So if you know Fortnite, there's building, and maybe that's a reason that you decided not to play the game. However, as of right now, there is no building in the game. It is strictly just combat, and it is fun. There's tanks, there's turrets, there's like so much stuff, and so much more to come. Like I think we just unlocked the battle bus, like and with a cow catcher and two turrets on top of it. You can hold up to 7 players, which is insane because squads can only go up to 4. Who knows? It's nuts. But right now we're going to focus on the scientist. So you'll notice at the bottom there it says the 7 collection, and I'll get into that in a bit. But it seems like this is a sub line of the Fortnite Victory Royale series, and I say that because this is a fan channel exclusive. And the next figure from the 7 collection is the Foundation, who's the leader of the 7, played by Dwayne Johnson. That figure is also a fan channel exclusive, I believe. Will not be seen in stores like the standard releases. So who is the scientist? Nobody said it was easy. Well, the scientist first made his debut in Fortnite, obviously, in the Season 10 Battle Pass. So who are the 7? Let's break that down. Starting with the leader, the Foundation. A lot of you know The Rock is in Fortnite. This is who Dwayne The Rock Johnson plays, the Foundation. The first of the 7 to appear on the island was the Visitor. He's the explorer of the team. We have the scientist here, who is the engineer, self-proclaimed handsomest of the 7. Then we have the Paradigm, who in the current story right now, the scientist is desperate to get a hold of, feeling the Paradigm could shift the tide in the current war that's going on in Chapter 3, Season 2. Just introduced this current season, Chapter 3, Season 2, is the Origin. The Origin is a commander, kind of like the field general and tactician. He is a Cube King from a former reality, or the last reality. If you played the game for a while, you know the Cube Queen was an antagonist of one of the chapters. And then there's the Imagine, who is the Maverick. She operates solo, usually without orders. I like characters like that. Her sister, however, is unknown, and it is the final character of the 7 yet to be revealed. I can imagine, given that how prominent the 7's role is in the current chapter, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her soon. Now, there is an upcoming Marvel comic, which is another Fortnite Marvel collaboration, so we can expect more Marvel skins in this game. So, looking forward to that. So right in front of us, again, is the scientist seen in Season 10. Fan channel exclusive. You can get them on Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. Mine was from Hasbro Pulse, delivered about a month ago. Fantastic art. It is a deluxe figure. You can see comes with a shotgun. It doesn't mean each of these faceplates are light up, and we get 5 faceplates. That's a lot. Plus a back bling. The dome. So this is a faceplate. It goes over. There's a light that shines through each of these faceplates. So the red you see here is actually not there. So those are all like holes cut out so the light could shine through. Nice glam shot. You could see he's holding his gun awkwardly. Yeah, he is a little portly fella. So, or tall portly fella rather. And he can't hold this in a natural stance. So, this art is fantastic. I love this a lot. And you get a little brief peek of the scientist there. There. And there. Awesome. So we'll compare him to his Jazwares counterpart. We'll compare him to the Visitor, another Jazwares figures. We'll compare him to some of the current Hasbro figures in the line. And we'll compare him to some other characters who have made appearances in Fortnite from Marvel and Star Wars and stuff like that. All right. Before we dive in, though, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please like and comment, share the video. All that good stuff. It's appreciated. And then finally, you Fortnite players, if you can use supporter creator code Madness80 when purchasing any skins or Battle Pass, that would be much appreciated. It would be really helping the channel out and myself. Let's move on. Let's go. All right. Those of you who collect Transformers are familiar with an insert similar to that. It's crazy to me to see something like that for something non-Transformers, but it's interesting. As you could see, the button here on the scientist's chest is going to be the on-off switch. So I don't have one of the faceplates right now that can display the light. So I got the faceplates right here. You probably can't see them with the way the camera's angled. So we'll check them all out individually right now. They got them all lined up there. Back bling, which I'm afraid there's a little bit of weight to it. I'm afraid it's gonna make him back heavy. So interesting figure. He, regardless of who's made it, Jazwares, Hasbro, seeing his in-game model, it's always been an oddly proportioned character to me. He is a heavier person, a bigger person, probably think like Cable type size dude. I've always found the proportions a little weird. The armor's a little weird. So he is, again, kind of a thicker figure than what we're used to seeing. So let's put that back bling on. See if what I said is true. And sure enough, heavier than it needs to be. You can see without the back bling, standing up just fine. His feet aren't necessarily the best. Look at that. They're not human shaped. Hell, they may not even be any organic thing shaped, given that there'd be no toes here and there's a big old gap there. So he may be have some cybernetic parts. I don't know the origins of this guy. Well, he's here though. Let's bring the camera this way. The light. There may be some glare, but you could see the top-notch paintwork. It is a nice plastic. There is no denying that. For the price point, I would expect a top-notch paint job. You can see nice scuff marks. They really made that look like, I would think like, I did that, but I didn't. I think if we zoom in, we could see. I can't get it to focus. Yeah, see how it's kind of like the print? The little pixels that you see from their face scans and stuff on Star Wars and Marvel. But it works. This looks fantastic. Nice orange parts there on the knees. And then again, the feet, strange looking feet with some hydraulics or something like that there at what would be the heel. Nice sculpted parts all around in the Under Armour. This looks good, man. I like this a lot. Nice blue there with the red. Red and black seem to be the theme. So this is what comes off. That came off a little too easy. And then that is his default plate, which, to be honest, I may just leave because I don't really care for the light gimmick. I know I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it on camera. Hell, I haven't even tried it off camera. It's just not for me. This looks to be in place, so it is getting out of the way. I feel like I could move it. Yeah, I'm just kind of forcing it there. Plus this big blade here on his left arm. Just trigger fingers, no additional hands. And again, per the instructions, this pipe here is what turns the gimmick on. You can see the light on there, and then press it again and it goes off. And we'll do that appropriately so you could see it through the faceplates. So let me see. So I know we're not doing articulation, but I was going to lean him forward, and you really can't. His legs are already where they're going to be because of the shin guard here. So you'd have to lean him at the hips. But if you do, there we go. His head does articulate up a little. That's going to look goofy, though. So we're going to go ahead and get the back bling back in. So yeah, I mean, he looks pretty standing aggressively, excuse me, forward like that, and it just doesn't look right. And it's still trying to get his knees to bend a bit, but he's still a little back heavy. Not the greatest right out the box. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. One more look at the back bling, some type of, I can't even go on and explain what it is. Oh, I have some weird, I don't wonder what that was from. Looks good. As for his other accessory, this nice shotgun, looking good. Again, I'd like to see Hasbro get a little expressive considering there are wraps in the game. I mean, hundreds of wraps, and they can paint these any way they want. So hopefully they're just coming out with some default plain looking guns at first, and then we can move on to something a little more wild. Coming back to the scientists. So despite there being electronics in the head, you do get a decent You get an okay down. Not really an up, not really in focus, but you can get left, right. Probably a full 360. Yes, sir. And then this is starting to get annoying. It's coming off a little bit easier than I'd like. This is, seems like it's molded to this chest piece here, so you are getting a ball jointed shoulder with no bicep, and it does get out of the way. You can do a full 360, but again, beware. Look at that. It's going back in place slowly. I'll help it out there. But this isn't really a figure you're going to want to pose with his arms up. There we go. So we do get a swivel and a hinge at the elbow, or just slightly above. And then you do get your wrist hinge and swivel as well. Same thing goes for the other arm. However, the shoulder pad is a bit bigger, but it is connected to the body in the same manner as the previous shoulder pad. There is a diaphragm. Hey, this moves nicely. This feels nice, I have to admit. I thought I was going to hear some creaks and squeaks because of how tight it is, but no, man. This is a smooth move. Smooth movement. You're not going to get any looseness here. Nothing below the waist, so there's nothing in there. It's just sculpted very nicely, and it looks like there would be another additional joint in there, but given his thickness, no. Legs go out to about there. Excuse a loud rumbling car passing by. Your thigh cut is happening somewhere down here below the armor, so you can see the armor is rotating around the under armor. That looks fantastic. As far as knees, you do get double jointed knees. Let's see if I can make this bend without. There we go. There we go. Pretty cool. And pinless all around, so that's fantastic. And then you saw, this isn't going anywhere. This can go back. And is there no pivot on this dude? No way. No way. There's no pivot on this dude. Holy cow. That is not. That's not cool. All right. I can tell you right now, before I finish anything, I mean, the gimmick is adding to the cost of the figure, but in terms of articulation and I'd say the lack of accessories, you know, he doesn't come with his harvesting tool. Yeah, he comes with a weapon, and he comes with all kinds of faceplates, but this could have been a regular figure. Maybe they wanted to be completely different from what Jazwares had to offer. So let's look at Jazwares. He looks like he's a little bigger than what Hasbro is offering here. Yeah, he is taller. But look at the paint. I mean, there's no denying. Let me take this off, just so there's no glare. I think that looks slightly better. But when standing next to his Jazwares counterpart, man, that looks... I'm going to have to go just on looks. If I walk by on the shelf, I would immediately go to that one. This little pipe or whatever it is that Hasbro's using as the on-off switch. On the Jazwares one, you could tell it's just molded on, so it looks a little weak. So you know the Jazwares line, he has multiple faceplates that come off. Let me see, where can I split this? And then you can change it up. It does not want to focus on the Jazwares one. There we go. So you are getting the same amount of same amount of expressions as the Hasbro figure, which is cool, you know, but all without the gimmick and all with a better price point. I like the default myself, so. And then with the Jazwares, you could see like there's an unnatural cut. This here, we got both a diaphragm, which doesn't move as well as a Hasbro's one, but we also get a waist swivel. It is a hard cut, and it's an obvious cut. It's kind of ugly if you're just not into that type of stuff, but is out. Do we get a thigh swivel? So you can see the thigh swivel's there. Hasbro hides theirs much better, and is probably closer to the source material. But yeah, look at the scuffage there. Not as clean as Hasbro's. Again, Hasbro's is digitally printed. This looks like someone went over it with a paintbrush a little poorly. So we do get the same blade there on the arm. And then again, yeah, the Hasbro's paint is just miles better. And of course it is, you know, again, it is a deluxe special type figure. I don't remember the orange. Okay, there is orange on the elbows. Yeah, just different color palette completely between the two figures. But nonetheless, you could tell who's who and who's what. Oh, where's his face? His face came off. While we have this out, that's a bright light. I mean, I got the lights on, and you can see how bright that is. Let me turn that off. So, just to show you the gimmick, faceplates come off. And I lost it. All right, here we go again. There is no snap to it. It just kind of rests over the bulb, which is where this comes in. All right, yeah, that holds decently. Oh, but it comes off pretty easily, though, when I touch it. Look at that. But it holds nonetheless, so, I mean, if it took a die from the shelf, okay, it's probably not an accurate test, but you know what I mean. Let's get, so again, default. We're not getting any focus here. There we go. And let's get the same face. So you can see it's black. We'll get the lights pointed elsewhere. Get this going. What do you think? It's a gimmick. That's definitely a gimmick. I can't say I'm a big fan of it. Ooh, that looks good from there. But, you know, seeing the bulb itself. I mean, you're going to see different pieces as we change the angle. Different pieces, different slits and whatnot. Like those down there. Interesting. Oops, that's the wrong one. So obviously it's more vibrant than what's painted on here. But again, if you were going to leave it on the shelf, I don't know if you necessarily want this. Let's get some other faceplates on here. So here's like the targeting one. Pretty cool. I think that one shines a little better. You know, it's front and center. Little face down there, a little smiley. Let's get, we got a little happy face type one, which is also seen here on Jazwares. Where did it go? There we go. Jazwares has like an orange tint to it. We'll see when we get the lights back on it. This is cool. You can't really see the mouth unless I angle it up a little, but a little gimmick's growing on me. It's still a gimmick. I think this is like a glitch one. Let's get this going. Pretty cool. Just turn the lights off. And then the final one. I don't know what this one's called. I feel like Jazwares didn't even have a version of this. Getting the lights on, prepped. This one's kind of cool too. It's not too out there. Does what it needs to do. Now imagine if this was like an actual digital like dot matrix, or I don't even know if they still make dot matrix things. Face, that'd be cool, right? If it changed expressions on its own. That's like for a deluxe 12-inch scientist, which I don't think would sell at all, honestly. Not one of the more popular Fortnite skins or characters, but pretty cool nonetheless. All right. So from my angle, the scientist is just over 6.5 inches tall. Let's get this out of the way now. We don't need that. And again, the back bling. Oh, we're not in focus. And then, yeah, this one's like a almost a 7-inch tall figure, the Jazwares one. Legs are all wonky because of how I was posing them. But yeah, no harvesting tool. This one does come with a harvesting tool. And then again, you know, the Jazwares with their fingers, which quickly grew tired of. I don't know if this one has toe articulation. It doesn't. It also doesn't have a pivot, so we can't knock that against this one. So let's see if the harvesting tool could fit in this dude's hand. Yes, it can. It's definitely a different type of plastic. Jazwares one just took a S. So yeah, harvesting tool. Let's get his back bling on. Where the heck is it? There we go. Let me get him standing on something that isn't foam. It's just not happening, dude. It's not going to happen with this. Oh, it happened. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. I feel like over time he might fall over, or a bump of the table or the shelf, and he will fall over as well. Let's get the shotgun in his hand, though. I want to pose him with something he actually came with. Hasbro with Hasbro. Standing tall and proud. Shadow Meowscles. Ripley. These are our big boys of the Hasbro wave so far. How's that? Those look great together. Hasbro's killing it, man. I mean, I have to admit, a lot of the stuff, don't get me wrong, I think a lot of the stuff is overpriced. This is definitely a figure. It's overpriced. I think this was close to $50 as well. Light up gimmick that I don't necessarily care for. I'm going to leave that default already painted digital face on the figure. And I think it looks good standing there next to Ripley and Shadow Meowscles. Another member of the 7, the Visitor. This is a Jazwares figure. I can't wait for Hasbro to take a stab at some of what Jazwares has already accomplished. He may be a little shorter than how they would appear together in game. I think the Visitor would be close to his height. But yeah, this looks good. It is one of the earlier one of the earlier Jazwares figures to be released. But they go together really well. I think the armor could be a little bit darker on the Visitor. But they handle the shoulder pads pretty decently. And for now, it's a decent figure for the collection. Some more Jazwares figures. Jonesy the First. And Atlantean. Fish sticks. Looking great together. Again, you can mix and match this line. I'm telling you, I gotta put up that video of like the 5 best Jazwares figures you guys should still hunt down. All right, I say I'm gonna do a lot of things, and then I realize I don't have time to do a lot of things, and I apologize for that. Hopefully you guys aren't keeping me to my word, because a lot of you aren't watching, so maybe you're not. Let's see. T and Tina. I think this was the most recent Fortnite figure to review on the channel. I gotta adjust her. I had her posed on that boom barrel. God, she just won't. Her arms really doesn't go down to her side. Very unnatural looking pose there. All right, here we go. T and Tina. And next to another female figure, Lynx. Yeah, these all look good together. There's no denying it, man. Finally, let's get some. So although the regular Stormtrooper is in the game, I'll go ahead and put a Jetta Stormtrooper. It's pretty much the same thing, just with a backpack. And of course, our boy Spider-Man, who was in the last Battle Pass. Current Battle Pass has Doctor Strange in it. I know Doctor Strange was gone, but if you go to the island, you lose all your powers, you're mute, and your memories are gone. So that explains why Doctor Strange can't just be Doctor Strange and has to use a gun. All right, I think that's it. I hope you liked my breakdown of who the seven were and who, the scientist is, and the upcoming Foundation figure and all that stuff. And I think this is a little overpriced, but it is a quality figure, definitely a quality looking figure in terms of paint and gimmick compared to the Jazwares release. So it's nice to see Hasbro start remaking what Jazwares, has released so far. All right, thank you again. Please subscribe, please like, please share. See you in the next one.